Hey YouTube, what's up? This is Kev from Kev's Artwork and Portraits, and today I'm going to be showing you a little video. Somebody asked me the other day on my Twitter account how I got such a deep blend with my pencils. So I'm just going to show you a little video of how I do it, and maybe it'll be quite helpful. For this little tutorial, I'm going to be using tissue paper, standard tissue paper. So yeah, let's get to it. The first thing you need to do is a little bit of a wash with the pencil. Try and do a little bit of cross hatching so that when you actually go over with the tissue and you start blending it, you get a smoother finish. For the first layer, because we're going to be doing about 4 or 5 different layers to get a nice deep finish, you need to go quite light. So basically just on the paper, just give it a bit of a blend. You don't have to be too detailed. It can be quite rough. Just left and rights. Once you've done your first little block, it doesn't have to be complete right angle to it. It could be, as long as it's not the same way, basically. So you go over once or twice the other way, just to try and fill in all of those little white bits that you didn't quite get with the first bit of shading. And so at this point, it doesn't have to be too detailed, because once you start blending with the tissue. Right, once you've done that, what I tend to do is I tend to get my finger and I put it inside the tissue, and I just wrap it so that it's kind of like a blending stump, but with tissue on your finger. And when I start to blend, I use circular motions. Circular motions simply because if you go backwards and forwards like this, it will smudge it in different directions, and you don't really want that. So basically you just start working the blend, and you have to go over it probably a couple of times like this before you'll start blending all in together. So this is great for portraiture, faces, skin textures. This is like a base technique that you can put down before you start doing other things. Alright, once you've got your first light layer, that's with a 2B. Go over again exactly the same with a 3B, just to give it a little bit more depth. So run over with the 3B. I have noticed as well that in the past, when I've used this technique, that if you go over the same area with a tissue lots and lots of times, I mean multiple times, it will start leaving fibers from the tissue on your work that you've got to be aware of. But it's not all the time, it's just occasionally. Right, so clean bit of finger again, same as before. And using this technique, it looks like you've gone really, really dark, but then once you start with the blend, it will take some of that darkness away as you work. So just be aware of that. As you can see, it's starting to become quite a deep shade. And then I go over with a 6 if I want it darker. So over with the 6B. Like I said, this is a technique that I use quite a bit. I don't normally get to do such an area like this. It's normally on a smaller scale. sometimes for intricate work as well, I will use blending stumps more. It all depends in the situation and the scenario that you find yourself in and how you want to do the picture. Like I said, it will take off some of the deep darkness as you work with the tissue. Like I said, the more you build up, the more you will start to get this deep blend of grey. And then once you've got your deep blend of grey, obviously you can erase, you can do anything you want with that grey. You can use it to smudge in extra with your finger if you need it darker in places. You can add different shades in different places, details. You can take away details. I mean, I got my electric eraser just for examples. I mean, it's easy to do. If you needed like fine lines going through this, or you needed to highlight certain areas, if you want to do a stipple effect, then this creates, you know, it's because you haven't worked the paper too much. The pencil comes off really, really easily, and you can draw lines. You know, you can do anything you like. So there you go. It's just a quick idea of how to get a deeper grey on your blending for your portraits. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe. See you later, guys.